Every red core in the Division 2 gives you 15% weapon damage. Let's make a build with more than 300% weapon damage bonus. That's like having 22 red cores.
Now, roll camera.
Imagine killing 5 enemies with one map.
Who's having a good time?
And how about 1.5 million damage per shot, with headshot DPS close to 18 million? So, how do we achieve that? First, you'll need 6 weapon damage cores, and Keener's Watch, along with 30% assault rifle damage bonus from the Chameleon and specialization. You get a total damage bonus of 130%. Next, you'll need to pair the striker chest with a Vigilance backpack, the Firewall Shield, and the Chameleon. You may be wondering, doesn't the Chameleon hit like a wet noodle? With low weapon damage, short range, poor accuracy, and long ramp up to damage perks, it feels underwhelming, because you don't get the bonus until you meet the requirement.
Little trouble there.
But yet we were able to complete Legendary District Union Arena efficiently. The challenge is, how do we ramp up the overall damage bonus while working on the damage perks from the Chameleon? The good news is, we already have 130% weapon damage in the bag, so we only need to work on building up the stacks for the striker gear set and the Chameleon. We pair up the striker chest with a Vigilance backpack, which give us a combined 105% multiplicative weapon damage. This is better than the glass cannon and there's no trade-off. But you may be thinking, we will take more time to build up 100 stacks of Striker's Gamble. Not really. If you have an ACS shotgun, preferably the named variant, use it on a big target and you will have 100 stacks as soon as you can say rock and roll. However, you have to be mindful that this is a DPS build, so you will be squishy. Before going near to the enemy to stack the Striker's Gamble, you can try to blind them, or stun them, or foam them, or simply blast at them. It is entirely up to you. You have different options to match your playstyle. If you have good players in your team to help you ensnare the enemies, you can play more aggressively. You can do the same for heroic content. Or you can take it through legendary strongholds to push the limit of the build, testing it under time pressure to make sure that it lives up to its hype.
Lovely.
More importantly, I would like to share the idea behind this build from a player's perspective, knowing that we do not get any damage perks from the Chameleon until we fulfill each hit requirement. So, what else can we do?
I'll make an inquiry.
In addition to the use of the striker gear set, the Cheska backpack adds 10% critical hit chance, getting you close to the 60% ceiling. You may be thinking that's over-spec because the Chameleon provides plus 20% critical hit chance after you hit 30 headshots. But that's easier said than done outside the shooting range due to the bullet spread pattern of the Chameleon. To tighten the spread, I have recalibrated 3 attributes for weapon handling, giving us 49% reload speed bonus and 69% improvement in accuracy. It improves the hit registration and it helps hitting targets further away. With this setup, all you need is to ramp up the body shots to get the plus 90% weapon damage from the Chameleon. This simplify the gameplay and make it easy to push forward, especially running with a group. Having said that, headshots are important at spawn point. Due to proximity, it is super easy to hit headshots, allowing you to trigger the perk when it's needed, barely an inconvenience, giving you an additional 50% critical hit damage. As for leg shots, it is best to use it against the mechanical dogs. Hitting any part of the leg will disrupt the dog's attack cycle, especially useful in disrupting the grenadier and sniper dog. With 199% reload bonus, this is also the fastest reload you will get in the game. In addition to the Striker's gear set and higher critical hit chance, we are using the Firewall Shield, which bump up our damage bonus for each enemy in front of us. As you can see, we are already hitting 8 to 900,000 in damage without the Chameleon's damage perks. Now, let's test run this at Legendary District Union Arena and see how it performs.
Here we go.
You'll notice that I'm playing a little more conservatively and building up my striker stacks. Instead of running up to them with my rock and roll shotgun, I am using the Chameleon behind cover. Using the Chameleon, it is easier to build up the stacks on slow-moving and tanky targets. With the tanks destroyed, it's time to prepare for the approach to the drop-off point. Keep in mind that there are still multiple targets, so be ready to move fast and deploy the shield when necessary. You may be wondering, how does this build measure up to the Negotiator's dilemma? If you are looking for the highest team damage and team kills, the Negotiator will still take the cake. But if you dislike having to scope in or go for headshots, the Striker-Chameleon combination will be your best option. What you need is to manage the damage stacks ramp up, reduce the risk in close quarters combat, and have situational awareness. Let's finish off the enemies at the drop-off point. There we have it, 1 minute and 37 seconds. Now, let's quickly go through the build for completeness as we have already discussed the crucial gear pieces for this build. This is a 4-piece striker set using the Coyote's mask and a Cheska Vigilance backpack. I have tested various combinations and this has one of the highest DPS, second only to the Sawyer's knee pads variant. The build is critical hit damage focus, with 3 attributes invested in weapon handling to improve the accuracy of the Chameleon. I prefer using the Stinger High, but it is not essential. You may opt for Gunner for Banshee or Sharpshooter for the flashbang grenade. The Striker Shield is crucial for spawn point camping. For the rest of the stats, you can pause and take your time going through it. If you find this video useful, do consider giving it a like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.